Okay. Um, Throughout the day, I made some videos, and I'll make some more tomorrow. That show how illogical these people have made me become. But the way they try to counter how illogical and childlike and almost on spectrum they have to make themselves be, because reality is what they've blocked. And I'm listening to the cowards of the cowards. They tell me how they're gonna die after I would die. I'm like, you are so. Can you imagine the level of terror, of fear? How terrified these trash are gonna be. They don't even want to be. I have neighbors I haven't seen on their balcony since, I think it's been a year now, and they're still there. Now they're not scared of me. It's just they don't want to be seen. And I'm like, if you're fearful right now in this state, imagine the day you die. I'd rather die in these horrible ways. They will tell me how one by one they're gonna rape me, they're gonna do this, they're gonna torture me. I'm like, listen, I'd rather get raped every day of my life, one by one, than be in a program where they do these horrible things to people, including torturing children and women, and then have the audacity to play these feminists, this femme fatale, this whatever, in a program that has so much blood of women, so much blood of even women, of children. Do you understand this disturbingness? I could not live in there. Like, not in the state that I will have to be manipulated. I couldn't. I mean, and you gotta understand the things they make me think. They try to even sound fierce. And they try to be like, oh, think they're gonna rape you one by one. I'm like, you're even scared to see me. Even that doesn't even scare me at this point. I should be terrified. And they even give me false anxiety. Because it's just like, there's a sense of dignity that have taken over me. That makes me not fearful when I hear that. Now, if this happened, would I be fearful? Most likely. But I should be fearful even right now. Now, because I know what they do to women. I know the horrible stories I've heard from mothers and women, the systematic rapes and torture and torment coming from these low lives. I can never let them live the fantasy. And my fear right now is not happening because of that. Now, I'm not saying that I won't be fearful if something like that happens. But I'm saying right now I should be fearful, and I'm not. And I'm not because I know what these people do. Target individual. One thing is for sure. I do not want to be in their shoes. I know horrible things are going to happen to me. I know they can eat properly. I know they are sleeping well. I'm sure they're well hydrated, but there is nothing in me that wants me to live like them. I'd rather rot in the hell they're gonna frame me to go than live in their comfortable ways of living. These bottom feeders are fearful to even be seen on the patio because they know what these trash are. They have to make themselves sound in a certain ways. A dying man who, quote unquote, is being told that he's gonna be rotting in hell still does not envy somebody who's apparently healthy, capable, happy. And I'm not even saying that just to say that. I cannot even imagine myself be like, let me be the person who's doing this to me. I don't envy these people, and I'm dying. Obviously, you know who I envy? I envy anybody who's not involved in this program that's living life. That's the people I envy, not this bottom fear. It's a little sad and pathetic. I can't even feel the fear that they try to cover up. I can't even hear that from via the V2K. Because they've used these people who wanted to maintain a sense of respect. But they're just the bottom feeders and trash and the disgusting trash that they've tried to play the fierce. They torture babies. They try to be the fierce femme fatale, Kill Bill-like individual. They are low-life cowards, low-life that will torture a woman and a child. And they've been trying to make themselves these protectors of children. They've been radiating babies. And they try to make noise campaign to counter reality. You know the illogicalness they maybe have? It's crazy. And they tell me how they're going to frame me. They're going to put child porn. They've been humiliated to find out the agencies, the entities that are really in charge. People that are fellow pedophiles. You see the life of humiliation that I didn't even have a single thing to do with that. It's just embarrassing. And they feel so happy. They go, what? I know, first of all, I know who was responsible for me being here. So it's so pathetic. And that person is far from this little psyop. Like I said, there's been a lot of changes in this country. They impacted this country in these ways of changing, taking things back to like decades ago, making this country go backward. And these people are trying to play this progressive femme fatale, feminist-like individual. They are losers in every single ways you can see. The psyop didn't work out. I know what you guys do to women and children. The whole like, oh, we're protecting this. Now they're out here telling themselves, oh no, we're just FBI. With the CIA has nothing to do, because of the fact that the entities that this intelligence community are filled with pedophiles. Some people die watching me die. Now they tell me how they're going to implant child porn on my computer. Just like this coming from these agencies with a bunch of pedophiles that don't child porn on the government computers. I was alive when this happened. I was alive. And they use these childlike people that target individuals have mentioned. They think that the 14-year-old kid living next door is the one responsible. It's pathetic. And then they'll die. So what's worse right now? Being tortured, raped, killed, stabbed, whatever, and then die. Then work for entities that torture babies, that torture women, that manipulate people in these disturbing ways, that work for entities filled with pedophiles, that is doing the foulest things to the most vulnerable people, and then die. I think I'll get the rape. I'd rather get the torture. They have to frame and do, it's too much. It's just too much, and then die. What? That's a scary, very, very scary thing. And the cowardness. Oh my God. The cowardness of these people. Just in one lifetime to do all these things. I'd rather have a lifetime of torture than a lifetime of this nastiness. And then try to play. These people will protect women. It's like, oh, we're doing this for this woman. You did what? The amount of blood of women and children they have on their hand is, you wouldn't believe it. Try to lie to themselves we're strong because we blocked that out. You cowards, low life, that don't even want to be seen. Nasty, like there's no strength in that. Just pure nasty and cowardness. Strong is people who would not subscribe to, who would not join this thing, knowing with all the benefit, just being strong enough to not be involved in that. That's what strength is. You guys are just the weak shit. These people are the weak low life that just took the easy way, and now here try to block our reality, counter. And we match them. No, we're doing for you're in the program, killing people, torturing women and children, doing horrible things. We're not for your pedophile type of torture. Talking about how you're going to implant chop like this. That's your co-workers are children. How much strength do you need? I understand it's easy, but there'll be a time when things get hard. That's when it comes. So in the meantime, I'm just thankful I didn't even have the options to test how strong I was. I'm just thankful. So now I can die in this dignified way, even if it's going to be torturous and painful. It's better than to die like this and live this way. I don't want to be biblical. I don't want to be preachy, but they tell me the horrible things I'm going to experience. And I'm not fearful. At least not now. But I should be fearful now. Listen to that. But the amount of dignity that I feel, even though I've experienced everything in disturbing ways. I mean, tomorrow I'll make a video about how I'm just like, it could have been me doing these things. To all my target individuals, all I can say is you are lucky. You don't feel like you're lucky right now. Life is horrible. Life is tough. But just imagine doing what they do. spending your time telling somebody, oh, you're gonna get raped, you're gonna be tortured in a program that does horrible things, try to manipulate somebody to think in these disturbing ways. But the way, and they try to sound fierce about it. No, 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 no. It takes a weak man or woman to be involved in this. Truly weak. And then try to make themselves sound fierce. These children that can do what they do. And try to sound in this menacing way. Pure cowardness. It's not even evil. It's just so, like, I can't even call them evil. They're just weak trash. I know there's evilness in this, but they're just the weakness. Weak as it gets. And to tell me how I'm going to be tortured and then hide back. Because the humiliation. You know, there was a time when they were not this coward. That time was before I found out about all these things. Finding out the way they torture women and children. Finding out they have these tactics of disturbingness, which is pedophilia-centric. Finding out that on top of that, there's a high percentage of women being tortured, and the entities in charge, which include CIA, of course, are filled with pedophiles. They're like, they're not paid. They're here suffocating 7-year-old autistic children. Who do you think I'm going to look at? You see, those days are done. Even mothers with their babies there, using their babies as shield, because what happens is, if they see their kids, they're going to force me to get this stimulation, force people to have. And they're like, no, not pay. I was listening to a woman talking about how she saw her a child being suffocated or burned, their hands, they're burning their hands, radiating their hands, and they're trying to talk about me as a kid, try to create their fantasies, manipulate things, reality, to counter the fact that you are in a program that does these things to babies, and you use your children. What kind of trash is that? I would have died. Imagine it's me doing this. I have my kids, oh, die for, and I know this person is listening to what this program is doing to children. I've seen this in real time. Then talk about sexual torture of babies 3 years old, and try to use these bikers to be intimidating. What kind of man and woman is respectable can do this? I can never. I'm just glad I didn't put myself in this situation. You nasty low life, and then try to play the best parents. No, you're just an opportunist who sold your soul to these entities that torture children. I'd rather get raped and tortured in all the different horrible ways, because there'll be an end to this. These people are going to die. What kind of men can live in these ways of thinking and try to block out reality and call that being strong? This is weakness. They have to block out reality. That's not strong. That's weak. Blocking out reality so you can cope with reality? Nah, that's to my target individuals, stay strong and know that justice will be done. Because this slow life, they have to block out what they're part of to be able to function. That's not something I want to live, and I'm glad that I didn't have that way of living. Of course, I'm envious for anybody who's not involved in this program and is living their life. Truly, not these slow lives. These people make this be easier.